Welcome to Cord Cutting today for April 30th, 2019. This is the show where I give you a quick look at some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now. If you want to learn more about these stories, in the show notes down below I'll put a link to each story so you can read about them for yourself. Come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us by letting YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing here, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Well, I'm still in New York for one more day. A lot of news happened yesterday, and a lot's going to come out today and tomorrow. Hulu has a big event tomorrow. We'll be covering everything live there as we can break the news to you. So keep checking back over at CordCardsNews.com to follow our trip here in New York. But again, we covered 100% of this cost of the trip. The hotel, the flights, all our food are all covered out of us. And that happens because of people like you watching these videos without an ad blocker or visiting Cord Cards News without an ad blocker makes trips like this possible. So a special thank you to everybody who supports Cord Cards News. Well, let's first dive into a great deal. Sling TV's $15 a month deal is still live. Don't know when it's going to end. They haven't announced it, but I wouldn't expect it to last too much longer. So if you want to get in on the Sling Blue or the Sling Orange deal for $15 a month, or get both for $25 a month for the first 3 months, link in the show notes down below if you want to check that out. PlayStation Views also has their core plan on sale for $39.99. It's a $10 savings for the first 2 months. So I'll put both links to those two deals down below. So if you've been thinking about a live TV streaming service, you want to save some money, try them out, this may be the time to do it. All right. Well, maybe a related story. Our first news story of the day, Spectrum just about an hour ago announced that they have lost 145,000 TV customers and 99,000 voice customers. This comes as a jump from the fourth quarter 2018 report where they only lost 36,000 TV customers. So this loss covers January, February, March. So in those 3 months, they lost 145,000 TV customers. That's a pretty painful loss. TV is a very profitable area for them, and to lose it is nothing to be surprised about because everybody's losing them. Spectrum did successfully kind of delay a lot of this by buying up companies like Time Warner. Well, now even with owning Time Warner, they are continuing to see subscriber numbers fall. The question is, how fast will this continue and what it means for the future? They did have one bright spot. Spectrum's mobile service, their Verizon, AT&T, etc. competitor, did add 176,000 subscribers over the same period. So their mobile phone plans are becoming more sustainable. According to reports, they now have 310,000 phone customers using Spectrum Mobile. That's pretty good news for Spectrum that they're diversifying, as many companies like Spectrum are looking for ways to diversify all over the place to break free from the reliance on TV as TV numbers continue to fall. Mobile phones for places like Spectrum and Comcast have become more and more important. So we are seeing that Spectrum is being successful in their mobile phone plans, but their TV plans losses are speeding up. This puts us over 1 million subscribers lost in the first quarter, with just Spectrum, Comcast, AT&T, and Verizon reporting. Over 1 million customers have canceled cable TV in the first quarter of 2019. Keep an eye on this. This is a speed up. We don't even know things like Dish yet, and Cox and all those other companies out there that have yet to report, or some of them don't report. Probably means that the losses were considerably higher than 1 million. So we'll have to watch this. My question to you is, did you cancel in the first quarter of 2019? Were you a Spectrum customer? Were you just another cable customer and you canceled? Leave us a comment. I'll love to hear from you. But I'm carefully watching this. We won't know for a little bit for things like Dish, but when we do hear what Dish's numbers were, we'll be covering that and keeping a close eye on it. All right, next up, maybe in a hand-to-hand story here again, we have a report today that says that live TV streaming from places like DirecTV Now, YouTube TV, Hulu, Sling TV, etc. saw a 108% jump in viewers in the first quarter of 2019 compared to the first quarter of 2018. So that may be a sign of what's happening here with Spectrum and everybody else losing their subscribers, to see live TV streaming doubled in size of streaming hours. That's pretty impressive. This comes from Convinia. I'm just going to spell this because I'm going to butcher the name, and my apologies. CONIVIA Convivas. So my apologies, I probably completely butchered that, but link in the show notes if you want to check out their website. But they released their first quarter study that looked at the internet traffic and how much of that internet traffic was being dedicated to live TV streaming. According to them, services like PlayStation Vue, Sling TV, YouTube TV doubled in size in the first quarter of 2019 compared to 2018. This makes you really understand why T-Mobile and VidGo and these other services that have yet to enter what is becoming a very crowded field in the world of live TV streaming still want to get into it. T-Mobile still plans to launch a live TV mobile service, they're calling it. We'll have to wait and see. That they say will be very disruptive later this year. And with growth like the market doubling in 1 year, you can understand why they want to get in on it. We still don't know the complete size. Our last reports were 7 million subscribers to these services in the first quarter of 2019, or at the beginning of 2019, at the end of 2018. So there were 7 million live TV subscribers. My question to you is, are you a live TV subscriber? Do you enjoy it? Why are you a live TV subscriber? Are you a cord cutter but don't use a live TV streaming service? Leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Why do you like them? Why don't you like them? What's better about a live TV streaming service than cable TV? And let's look for things other than price, because we all know that the price is a lot cheaper. So leave us a comment. Let me know. I'll love to hear from you. All right, next up, AT&T is sending out updated beta remotes. So AT&T late last year announced a streaming player that will be branded as the DirecTV streaming player. From all intents and purposes, this looks like a device that will be a beta test for the new DirecTV streaming version, which is not DirecTV now. AT&T has announced plans to stop sending satellites into space and to move everybody from satellite to streaming. Well, this DirecTV Now box is being upgraded. So they had a first round of beta tests. Me think that this is the set-top box that replaces your cable box if you have DirecTV satellite. Well, now they're sending customers a new remote. We got one of the first generation remotes, and I can understand it why they're updating the remote. The first generation remote was very underwhelming. It was very stiff, hard to use, and it looks like they've taken all that feedback and applied it to a new version. They've also added Netflix to it. That was one of the big things missing. Netflix was not supported on it, even though it was Android TV. Well, now Amazon is coming to it, and Netflix is coming to it, which will make the AT&T DirecTV Now streaming player a much more of a replacement for your Roku, your Fire TV. In the past, without Netflix or without Amazon, you kind of not only had to have the DirecTV Now streaming player, but you also had to have a Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, because most cord cutters do want either Amazon or Netflix. If it doesn't have both, that does severely limit your options to make this a replacement device for Roku's, Fire TVs, and Apple TVs. So my question to you, anybody here have that player? I do. I'll put a link to the post down below, which includes our review of it. It's a standard Android TV box that loads directly into DirecTV Now. It works just like a cable box. So if you have somebody in your home that really needs that cable-esque experience, DirecTV Now's box is much like Sling TV's box in working to give you kind of that turn it on, launch into your streaming. It's all right there. Simple cable experience. Love to hear if anybody here has the beta box. Do you like it? Let me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. If here's another question. If you don't have it, does the idea of having a streaming player that launches directly into your live TV streaming service, very much like a cable-esque box, is that something that you're interested in? Leave me a comment. I'll love to hear from you if this is what you're looking for. Next story of the day. Twitter is adding a ton of video content. They're expanding their live streaming partnerships, and they're bringing in a ton of different additional content from places like ESPN, Major League Soccer, NFL, the Players Club, Bleach Report, Blizzard Entertainment, Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, CNET, Time, and more will all be bringing video content to Twitter's video service. So Twitter has video apps on a variety of different streaming players. Of course, they have their phone apps and their computer apps where you can watch videos. Twitter has been kind of a little bit quiet after making a big splash as the first partner for Thursday night NFL football streaming, but losing that to Amazon. The last few months, they've been a little bit quiet about their video streaming efforts. Now they're doubling down, launching a ton of new content from big name partners. They even have Viacom jumping on board with like VMA, additional camera angles and streamings coming to their Video Music Awards. So keep a very close eye on this, that they will be expanding their video content, their streaming content. If you haven't checked out Twitter recently, if you have an Apple or an Android or whatever device that you're able to get the Twitter app on, you may want to try this out again, because they are making it a whole lot better by bringing more and more content to the streaming service, and making Twitter an interesting spot to get additional free content from. You know, my argument always is, if you've disregarded all these free streaming services out there, whether it be Tubi or Crackle or Pluto, maybe it's time to check them out again. And now we have to add Twitter to that list, with Twitter adding all this content, with new sports clips and more from ESPN, the NFL, Major League Soccer. Hey, for sports fans, Twitter may be something you need to check out. So check that down below. All right, last story of the day. Pluto TV is adding 14 Viacom channels. This includes content from Nick Jr., MTV, Comedy Central, Spike. Yes, Spike is returning as Spike, not the Paramount Network. But they are adding a ton of content from Viacom channels to be coming on Pluto TV starting tomorrow, May 1st, from when I'm recording this. So these won't be live feeds, but they will be curated feeds of a ton of Viacom content. And it's a great option out there. If you have been looking for a way to get a ton of free Viacom content without paying for it, you're going to pop up channels with MTV content, BET content, Comedy Central content, and a ton of classic cartoons and content here from like Nick Jr., and more. This really does make Pluto TV a great option for cord cutters, one that really needs to be addressed again, one that we have to say, hey, Pluto TV is something that has transformed from niche content to major, high-quality, original content, and that the deal with them buying Viacom has really helped them. They did announce yesterday during our event that Pluto TV has now 15 million active users in just 1 month in March of 2019. That is bigger than all other live TV subscription servers combined. So Pluto TV seems to be doing something right. The average view session, they said, was 2 hours on Pluto TV. So if you haven't checked out Pluto TV, check it out. My question to you is, how excited are you to see Viacom channels are coming? And this comes right after they added CNN and announced that they're going to be adding BBC content, including classic Doctor Who episodes to be coming to Pluto TV for free. They once again reiterated the point that Pluto TV will remain free and you'll be able to access all this content. So my question to you again, do you use Pluto TV? Do you like it? Are you going to check it out again? How excited are you that Viacom is bringing their big name content out for free to Pluto TV? Leave us a comment, let me know. I'll love to hear from you. But hey, if you're new here, again, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us. Hopefully we can help you. If you've been around a while, ring that notification bell. I will be back tomorrow with more cord cutting news, tips, tricks, and how-tos. So check back tomorrow and every Monday through Friday for our daily cord cutting recap and our Saturday weekly recaps. So I'll see you then. Take care, everybody. Be safe today.